If you give more than you take during street barter, people will like you better. Yeah, I noticed. So one way to bump up your meters, I suppose, is be generous with the children. Which I don't think they will accept ever. I think they will never accept you giving less than you take. So it's either a perfect even trade or you're slightly boosting your local reputation, which, you know, kind of takes some of the sting out of not being able to make the numbers match up quite, I suppose. And also it's a thing I can use on purpose if I want to. Hello, Texture Pop. How you doing? You can do it. You can do it, I believe it. There we go. Alright. So here we go. Day 2 is truly beginning. We got a message saying that a new mime performance is being rehearsed in the theater. Except not that. Because instead of the familiar voice coming in, it just popped up as text on the screen. I don't think it was voice this time, was it? So we got things pretty wrapped up. Most importantly, we now know that there is a actual message that says you're done for the day. So I can tell with clarity about that. The game made a point to reinforce the idea that, like, opportunities have been permanently missed and things happen at night and so on. And I love that idea, and I like the idea of the game feeling like that. Like, I hope for the city to feel like it's densely alive with activities and events that you can miss if you don't happen to go in a particular direction at a particular time, while still being reasonable to finish the main quest and so on and so forth. That's what it should feel like. It should feel like this game's full of optional content and surprises and so on, and also multiple paths and branches in a particular pathway. That's how a good RPG would generally play out. These guys are still here, but the blood is not. Right, I took the blood back out. Alright, so we'll see if I can find anything to do, but it's the middle of the night. My exhaustion's fine, so I might as well not be sleeping anymore. The question is, how safe is it going to be outside? It's glowing over here. I'm supposed to, like, stand here and stand still for a while, aren't I? Or is that... are we past that already? For good? That is there. Hey! Oh, that's just the boat guy. Alright. So, if we make assumptions based on the mechanics of past games, nighttime tends to be when we can get some resource grinding done, basically. We can explore, we can trade, we can search garbage for surprises. If they really want to impress me, they'll fill the world with nighttime events, even if they're little canned things. Just other things to do would be nice. Seems the Burke prophecy is true, huh? Each Burke will spill a river of blood. Or drown the town in blood, maybe. The wording varies. So it goes. So much death. Burke. You mean Isidore? Of course. He may not have spilled it himself, but it's all happening because of him, just as the prophecy foretold. Isidore has nothing to do with this. This is on you. If nothing else, we'll have new dialogue every day. But yeah, I'll take a chance to hopefully meet up with some of the characters we haven't met yet. And see if they might have interactions for me that I don't know about yet. And if we're lucky, I'll get some good trading done. This guy would like water. Is he? I guess he's one of the drunks. I'll trade some water. There we go. Keep my resources going. I should eat some food. Smoked fish. Is there something that looked like it was going to expire soon? Twirine. Extremely filling, only slightly revolting. Haha. My inventory is quickly becoming overstuffed is an issue. Extremely filling. Well, I'm extremely hungry, so... let's see. Pemmican isn't eaten for pleasure. This form preserves meat and fat. So that's how Odongs prepare it before venturing into the steppe for weeks to herd bulls. Is it extremely filling, though? Is it really? Is that really the word you're going to use to describe what just happened? Because I don't know if I agree with that. I've got some herbs and whatnot. Yep, that's how you bump up your water meter. But water's reasonably easy to find. Am I crazy, or did water not... I think you didn't have to use water last game, did you? I think it was just food. I think you just stocked up on water because you could use it to trade with other people. I could be misremembering that, though. It can be astonishingly hard to keep every detail stuck in your head. Like, I played a lot of Dark Souls games, but boy, is it hard to, like, recite the specific system of humanity versus health items available in each individual game because of how wildly divergent they can get. As time goes on, depending on what kind of player you want to be, you can kind of start diverging into robbing these places. As with pretty much any systems-driven open-world RPG, oopsie, one of the fastest ways to make money, or resources you need otherwise, is often just to rob the NPCs. The question is whether or not you want to be the kind of person that does that, I guess. There's a few things going on here too where, like, oh, the fucking spotlight? From where? What? Oh, every night an odd performance is held in the theater. Yeah, I need to get there before it runs out. I don't know how long the performance is happening for. That's the one event we have going on besides my scavenging. Uh-oh. Nighttime war. Ooh. They're fighting it out. I don't know which ones the enemies are. I don't know how to recognize them yet, is the problem. Was that two criminals running down, like, a regular citizen? Or is it, two citizens chasing at, like, it could have been like the guys that were chasing after me, like it could have been vigilantes or even police chasing down a dangerous person. Characters were pretty, the character models were pretty distinct last game, but also I know what they are, not these ones so much, except you're pretty obvious. I have nothing you want. What would you want? You don't even want Sverry or blood. What do you want? Not coins. Interesting. He is distinctly uninterested. Hitched for a second there. Yeah, that's the invite of sorts.
Please welcome the actor Artemi Burach. Let us examine him. The will is present. Emotions, sure, there are emotions. Intellect, well, no one expected a miracle. Not from this specimen. He's no true human, but a larva. Just like all the larvae we've seen here lately. Pardon me, I shouldn't have been so rude. You are, after all, the star of the show.
How should I act then?
Here's some advice. Actually, the only advice that matters. Try not to die. Ever. Do you understand? Like, never ever. At all. Or it'll turn bad. Not just for you, but for all of us.
And why is that?
It would wound the world. Irreversibly. And the world, it's not in the best shape as it is. So I'd kindly ask you to do your very best. Work hard. Take care of yourself.
Where are the other two? The bachelor and the girl?
They're waiting for you to exit the scene. They want to learn about their fates as well.
You know the future? What's mine then?
Oh, I can't help but pity you. Look, there will be a happy ending. You'll even believe that you won. No guilty conscience either. So relax, man of fate. Next.
What do you mean?
Next!
This thing's so distressing looking. It's a body-shaped thing that's designed to catch blood. All these troughs all point towards the hole, so it's a blood-gathering sacrificial tablet. These are all of his alchemical tools. And that's me. My voice, my face, my everything. Hard to say whether or not hard to say whether that's me and I'm just experiencing the scene in third person, or if he somehow has a person perfectly in costume as my character model. Probably the latter, actually. That's the distressing thing. In the last game, there were just these bizarre... they were called mime performances because they were actually silent. You just saw weird poses and had to piece together what it meant. This time around, it looks like he's gonna talk to me, but a copy of me. What the fuck? Your face! What the fuck? That's not good. No, thank you. But it seems like he's trained an actor to pretend to be me, essentially. But functionally in the story, it seems to serve the purpose of being a conversation between me and him. One that I can witness third person style, where I get to speak and everything, which is weird. This is basically the same artwork from before. The last game. Maybe looks different. Same poses. You look wildly different. More than any other character, I think.
We're not puppets. A puppet is of value, at least to the puppeteer.
Our theater has seen better days. The repertory is getting stale. Same play, over and over again. It's beginning to get on my nerves. What play is it? It's about death, hot on its trail, so to speak. I've already tried to stage this study once, but it didn't work out. The acting was bad. No one understood what they were playing. How can you be a Cain, a Baruch, or Sister Katerina if you don't walk their paths? No one grasped their character. This time it will be different. They used to act out old step rites here when I was a kid. We have a ton of step theater costumes in the storeroom, especially those wicked birds, Moo Shaboon. The ones that symbolize death. Do step people like to play with death? Like the play with death? Moo Shaboon is not a mask of death, it's actually more about life. Curious, but I'm not interested in costumes. I'm interested in showing the authentic relationship of man and death. Stage props are needed for that. What one needs is a method. What method? I want full authenticity. I will move the play outside, into the streets. Actors play out real events while being in the middle of them. The audience doesn't know what they're in a play. The actors, that they're being watched. Such is my method. What's the point? The actor must understand how to work death. I'm not making this one for the audience, but for the actors themselves. Their inner world is the stage. Their worldview. Hence the unusual methods. Unusual and rough. It's the theater of cruelty. Is the outside not cruel enough for you? It's a different kind of cruelty. Not the one you're used to. Being unforgiving towards yourself, mostly. But you need not concern yourself with this. Why? Look, I do what the subject demands of me. I'll set your tasks gradually, and uncover the method step by step. Else you'll sabotage the process. You're here for an audition after all, aren't you? I'm not an actor. From what I can tell, I'm one of the people your actors will play, a person directly involved in the events. And the conversation just ends. Did we just gain him? Oh, he wasn't here yet. I guess we only met him in visions before, didn't we? I think? This cast is getting filled in. Some of their portraits are really good. It's also a good replacement from the previous game's photos. The strange photos that often didn't look anything like their character model. Now they are pictures of their character model, so that's nice. Although that some of them are different enough that I kind of have trouble recognizing them. Not massively though. No, this is pretty good art design. I'm looking forward to meeting Aspity, one of my favorite characters, even though she's a horrible person to actually interact with. She's not likable necessarily, directly, however you want to put it. I don't know why I'm moving that. Let's pull out a weapon. 3. Yeah. All right. So it's Q to pull it in and out. If it happens again, I'm ready. You murdered her. And now I'm gonna murder you. Oh my god. There we go. I increased the reputation of this place. They'll know. Ooh. Contains useful items, but I have an inventory space problem here. Oh. It's a broken item. I'll put that on his body. And then I'll open the package. Barter has a long history in our community. It has many styles, such as tit for tat. Sometimes people even blindly swap wrapped items. So he has a loot box on his body, basically. Time doesn't move here right now, right? Okay, so he said something interesting. He said, "Don't worry, you'll have a happy ending. You'll even think you won." Oh, that specific language is very damning. You'll even think that you won. Not the same thing as actually accomplishing our goals. We'll just think things worked out. Oh, poor Artemy. His chances aren't great. Was it? Oh, chalk. Do I not have chalk already to put in there? Anyway. Ooh. Look at all this money that's weirdly in separate stacks. Is the sun coming up for it? It kind of is, isn't it? Loot, they'll know. Crouching doesn't fix it either. So they killed her. Interesting. Let's test it out. Let's test out the autopsy situation. So various chances of damage to organs, but I haven't actually damaged them yet. I mean, I don't have to worry about the damage because he's dead. Let's see how the game reacts if I do this. So I've taken some blood. It's not giving me a pop-up saying that the reputation went down. So I'm wondering if they'll know means something else. Is it saying the person I'm robbing will know that I'm robbing them? Because that person is dead. I keep pressing the wrong button. Right click. There we go. That's the fast loot. We'll see. There might be greater scale things to the veil that we'll know. Could be referring to... Keep hearing things move around. Hey there, buddy. So we're friends now, right? You can buy immunity boosters or revolver ammo if you want to trade in a lockpick, which I don't. I might need those to steal from people. All right, so we're near. Yes, let's head to the polyhedron. Let's meet the West Coast people. West Coast. Let's try to meet some of the characters that live on the west side of town while we wait for the story to proceed. And we might even find that the story proceeds in those directions when we get there. So you can trade fingernails for coffee. Ooh. That's interesting. This person specifically wants fingernails. That's interesting. Keep that in mind. Yes, this is what I need. chance to actually fill up all my shit. A little weird how my interface disappears every time I press it. It'd be kind of useful to see the continuous moving bottles on the screen instead of having them all disappear one by one like that. So I have 3 things of blood, 13 containers of water. So if I find another sacrifice tree, I could get plants. Now that's a new mechanic, and I'm curious about that. Could there be any reason to climb the stairway to heaven this time around? This is not a path through. Hit. That was... we saw that happen just now. Nope. Barriers remain pretty strong barriers this time around. Frustratingly so. Yep. So pay very close attention to the map. It's not just about the spaces between the buildings, but also... did I hear something? Did I imagine that? I guess that's just a tree noise. It's just wind. I thought the tree was reacting to me. I don't know if I have it memorized well enough to recognize when a tree is ready to offer things to me. And I don't know if there's going to be a guiding woman around each time to indicate. Day 2, in which the Haruspex's roots are unearthed. Ooh, stuff's happening. They're still selling the revolver for 3,000, which is a lot to save up for. A son's fate is to avenge his father's death, but first I need to see the body. Father's funeral starts at dawn, and I doubt it will take all day. It's been foretold I will spill a river of blood soon. Guess someone will find their death under my knife after all. If you hear the earth grumble, find the source, stand still. She will show her roots to the patient. Feed the roots with blood. She rewards the generous with herbs. Yep, I'm psyched about that. There we go. Was that there a second ago? I probably wasn't zoomed out far enough to see it, so I need to probably haul ass to the funeral site, actually. I should probably turn tail. Let's just see if this tree is one of the ones. Is she gone? She's gone. I'm gonna cancel my previous plans. Let's not try to meet up with people. Things have set back in motion again. Hello. Lots of garbage here. A grindstone. Ooh. Ah, that's beautiful. Where go you, friend? What plan is next to follow? I plan to go on with my life. What say the townsfolk? The townsfolk? They're so alike, aren't they? A backdrop, faceless. They surely know nothing important, right? A hive, a swarm, a flock. No use for names. Whatever one knows, they shall all know in turn. A hive, a swarm, a flock. The crowd is but a many-headed beast. Like it or not, you are but one such head. They know you better than you know yourself. Have you heard them, Barak? Communication. See how it means finding a common ground? Oh yeah, they were eager to communicate with me yesterday. My ears are still ringing. They all know something of your tale, Barak. And from each one, a different strand of it. Some know where you'd go, where you're to go. Others will say why you must go. And some will warn of danger, terrible danger, that you may avoid it. So I'm the only one who knows nothing. That is because you are alone, Barak. Confused, alone, losing the plot, Barak. Does Does not the map of your own mind suffice? Then talk. Communicate. Here, hear me now. Teen season tots. The town's own young. Indeed, already know who waits for you today. If you still doubt, then speak to one. Any child. What should I do exactly? Where should I go next? Talk to the crowd, Burrock. To faceless folk, all alike in their great numbers, hear them. The buzzing swarm, the squawking flock, the scent, this trail you seek is there in what they say, for life is what they talk about. And see, Burrock, a doctor's path is too about life. They're too fickle. They say one thing at dawn, another at dusk. He's saying the children know something. Simple townsfolk know more than it seems. If I'm unsure what to do, I should talk to them. I've been told that young kids may have information for me. There's a lot of tutorialization and helping you figure this stuff out. It says Act 2 already? Is each act just the day of the week? It looks like I'll be able to go through the entire history of mental maps. We might get a new mental map every day. Unless Act 1 was, day 1 being an entire act was maybe special. And maybe that'll be less true later in the future. You only want medicine. I sent my little rats to get groceries this morning. They still haven't come back. I wonder if they think food will miraculously by itself. Are you out of food? Have you been living under a rock, darling? Prices are soaring. Salt costs twice as much today as it did yesterday. And where's the grain? I haven't seen wheat in a week. Really, what could happen next? There's still no rain. People are worried. What if it never comes? We'll all starve. We'll survive on meat. Olgimsky isn't entirely heartless. He won't let it come to starvation. Huh. Right. If not for the Canes and the Saburovs, he'd hang himself before he started sharing anything with the people. You're as naive as a child. I wonder if I should go to the station and get them. Go where? It's a place they hang out, waiting on trains. Better than that damned tower. Why don't you go there and fetch them? I don't want to meddle. No, it's all right. At least they're in town, staying close. My neighbor hasn't seen her children in I don't know how long. That damn tower took them all. Wonderful. I wonder how you cope with that. He's talking about the polyhedron. All the children are either with the soul and a halves, or they're with the polyhedron, or they're not, or they're sticky or notkin stick. Which one of them is it? I can't remember which one's the north one. The outcast. Child. There you are. Here I am. You need to see Capella. Soon, soon, soon. Soon? Why? Because. Short and to the point. Go talk to Capella. Desperately. Some evenings, kids gather at the station. An incredibly reputable source has informed me that I need to see Capella, Olgimsky's daughter. Simple townsfolk know. Just says that I just stayed. Maybe I didn't clear it before. Hey. Capella's not that far off. I can't wait for when I hit the point where I start to memorize this map. I know it'll happen. It didn't seem like it would happen last time, and then it definitely did. Like midway through the first campaign, and I had 3 campaigns to go. And I probably still haven't memorized. What?